Everyone good? Okay. Must like what you saw with 11 minutes left in the game, right? No need to.
Well, I said if things were going halfway decent and we were fairly healthy, I'd call it quits. And we got a couple guys banged up. I'm a little concerned about them. I hate to see that happen in the spring game, but I thought our guys competed and tried and played hard. And obviously, there's a lot of things we got to work on. But good news is that one goes down in the winning column for Army today, I guess.
I know you're gonna have a lot of time looking over the film and everything, but just from where you sit, what are maybe a couple things that stuck out to you tonight?
Good things.
Sure.
I just seeing guys like Fred Cooper make that run. Uh, some of the young quarterbacks, Cam Thomas made a good run, and Christian Anderson, seeing some good things out of those guys. Defensively, I thought we had guys running around and playing hard. Ryan Parker really did a nice job. He's had a good spring. I thought he had a good scrimmage tonight. Some of those young DBs, Dean Gendicario was one of those guys that got hurt, but thought he's had a good camp. Guys like Chris Skyers, just kind of coming out of the woodwork and showing us that they've got the opportunity to help us and the capability to help us, and then to see the leadership. Every time there's a change in the senior class, you look for those new emerging leaders, and I think we've had some guys really step up and do a great job that way.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach, moving to the offseason, I guess, what's something you guys have to work on? You have some off time, so what's something you focus on or have to work on before you guys get
The off season's going to be for our guys to get healthy, to get stronger, just to condition their bodies for the long season. And it's a long time to go from essentially the start of August all the way to the end of December is a pretty good stretch, and you got to be in great condition. And that's really what we'll focus on between now and preseason camp. Our guys are going to do things on their own. They'll throw the ball around and play pickup games, 7-on-7 and those kinds of things on their own. But really, we want to physically get them prepared and then come back with a lot of enthusiasm and excitement about trying to have a great season in the fall. And to match what we did last year is going to be a real challenge. It's not been done a whole bunch, but that's now the benchmark for this football team and the expectations there. So hopefully these guys will rise to the occasion.
Just real fast about the quarterbacks. Obviously, there's a lot of guys taking snaps under center, a lot of guys getting reps. Did anything become more clear today? And even moving past that, what did you see out of those guys that were taking reps today that you really liked? I mean, you obviously mentioned Anderson, a couple guys who weren't getting reps, moving around, making plays. So just some things that stand out from the quarterbacks from your perspective.
It'd be difficult to make a decision on who our quarterback's going to be based on tonight. I thought all those guys did some good things. Kelvin Hopkins has had a good spring and I think really earned the respect of his teammates. He's an outstanding high school quarterback, won a lot of football games, and he's gotten so much better just this spring, running the football, running the offense. We used Kel Walker at the quarterback position all spring, and that was an interesting project just to be able to get the ball in his hands and all the different things we did with the quarterbacks, with the quarterback last fall. It makes sense to have a guy that we think's a really good runner in that position. I don't know if he's going to stay there, but he may play there some. And then with the two young guys, I'm really encouraged to see Cam Thomas and Christian Anderson make some plays tonight. I think they still got some growing to do to be able to lead this offense and lead this team. And then to have a veteran like Langdon that's been around the program. He makes good decisions. He's tough, and we've got a lot of confidence in him and his knowledge of the offense. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. We probably in our minds got an idea of what we think might happen, but it's a little bit early.
Just lastly, I guess, from the defensive side of the ball now, obviously no significant turnovers made, a near fumble, a couple tip passes, almost an interception. Just as a whole, obviously some of your better players like Christensen weren't getting the most reps today. But what did you see out of some guys on the defensive side or your defense as a whole that was something positive to look forward to as you kind of take this short little rest?
Just to see those young defensive linemen like King and Patterson, Ted Wages, Jack Howe. There's a bunch of new names out there, and and to see them in there kind of slugging around and having to run into guys like Bryce Holland and Jackson Deaton who have played a good amount of football was good. I think that was positive, and I'm excited about the development of those guys. Obviously, losing John Voight was a big loss for our team. He's meant a lot to us in terms of being a player that's been productive, but also from a leadership standpoint. Amadeo West, having been hurt and injured again this spring, opens up the door for some of those guys to have an opportunity, but we're going to need them to step up and play like veterans. So I thought there was a lot of good tonight, but obviously when you're playing with a young football team, and as you said, a lot of the starters, a lot of the guys that have played, we held their reps. We didn't play them a whole lot tonight. It's not going to look like a veteran team out here, and there were times we just didn't fit the run very well. We didn't get positioned where we needed to, and we'll get that. That'll come. But those guys were running around and flying around and playing really hard, and that's what I hoped for.
Okay. Coach, on
Rehabbing or no?
He got hurt rehabbing. Yep.
So is it looking good for him?
No, he's probably going to be out for the fall. Yep.
who is that, Coach?
Amadeo West.
Okay. Hey, just looking at your offensive line, we saw Nick Stokes at left tackle, Jackson Deaton at left guard, Holland at center, obviously, Peyton Reeder at your right guard, and Austin Schufert, first team at your right tackle. Is that kind of the lead group on your offensive line, do you feel?
Those guys certainly are kind of at the top of the heap, but there's guys like Mike Johnson, who was hurt last year towards ACL in preseason camp. He'll be back and be healthy. Alex Herndon, who's played a lot of football for us, has been out on a medical leave of absence with a back injury. He'll be back in the fall. And so there's going to be some guys that'll resurface that are probably going to have a chance to be in there. Jack Sides got hurt. He practiced all fall with us and took a lot of reps, played in some games. He'll be back in August. So there's going to be some other guys that'll rejoin that group that I think are probably going to be slugging around for the starting positions as well. So we'll see how it plays out.
On the quarterback position, is there a time that you'd like to make your decision about who your starter is going to be? Sometime in the summer camp.
It would have been nice to feel like coming out of spring that we had a guy that we truly felt like this is the guy. But I don't know. I think once we get into August practice and we get into that couple of weeks before school starts, likely we're gonna, or before the first game when school starts, we'll likely have somebody that we've identified as the quarterback. And all those guys, including Kelvin Hopkins, even though he came in here in the Temple game and had a great drive, he just doesn't have a lot of experience. And so the more they practice and the more that they've got to go out there and lead the offense, I think helps them, and somebody's going to emerge from that pack eventually.
And what activities will the team be focused on? Obviously, they have school for another month. Then they go out to military bases before they come back. What will be some of the scheduled activities for the team over the next couple of months?
We'll get back into the off-season lifting program, and that'll be great for some of these guys to recover. And you get a little beat up as you go through spring ball, and just being back in the weight room full time really kind of helps them through some of those bumps and bruises. But we got to get stronger, and we got to get more powerful as a team. We got a lot of young guys out there that we've mentioned their names already here, standing here. They got to prepare themselves to play football at this level. And frankly, they're in the second semester of their freshman year, and they're not ready yet. So we'll really focus this entire summer on getting our team prepared physically.
Thanks, Coach. Good to see you.
Thank you. You too.